A massive fire erupts in one displaced camp in Al-Hudaydah in Mocha district yesterday. Thousands of tents were damaged. Governorate in Hudaydah visited the affected camp and urged the international aid agencies to intervene. In this report, you can watch more details.
Yemeni civilians left their homes to escape the fire of the war ignited by the Houthi militia to the displacement camps. Their tents were destroyed by the burning fire. A huge fire erupted in Al-Jasha camp in the coastal district of Al-Khoucha. Its fires devoured dozens of tents that were sheltering dozens of displaced families. The flames destroyed more than 60 primitive tents built entirely of the grass. The winds of the area contributed to the spread of the flames to neighboring houses, the cost of which was paid by nearly 100 displaced families in Al-Jasha camp, the largest displacement camp in Al-Hudaydah, which is inhabited by thousands of families displaced by the war.
Most of the families escaped the fire with the family members, leaving everything behind: their clothes, furniture and food supplies. Although they left all the valuables in the fire, but they were extremely grateful for being able to survive and protect their children and parents.
They fled from death to the unknown. They left their built homes in search of safety in the displacement camps, and overnight a fire disaster struck them, destroying everything they had inside their homes built of straw, palm fronds and tents made of cloth. Hundreds of families here have become homeless, waiting for organizations and institutions working in the humanitarian field to rebuild a real camp that will protect them from the disasters of fire, as well as support them with food and emergency shelter.
We are all in the streets now. We have nowhere to go to. We ask the United Nations to help us during this hard time. How are we supposed to live now in the open with no shelter? We've been suffering for a long time and no one is listening to us. We call on the international organizations to help us find a solution.
The suffering of the displaced in Hudaydah is exacerbating day after day in the displacement camps as a result of the war, especially those whose areas were covered by the unjust Stockholm Agreement, which allowed the Houthi militia to establish themselves in them, so its people were forced to leave them by force to pay a heavy price in the areas of displacement.